Crowbar Gym, also Conroy. How's it going, everybody? I don't make these videos much, but I like to, you know what I'm saying? But let's see what's been going down. So we're doing some prolong fasting because, just like anything else, you gotta eventually, it's the holidays and you eat bad food. And yes, I do eat a whole food plant-based diet, but with that said, there's some really good vegan stuff out there that technically is not super healthy, right? So that's pretty much the bottom line. So what is Prolong? So I've been putting out some ads on that. Prolong technically is a 5-day mimicking, that's the term, mimicking fast that promotes a variety of different health benefits, right? So one of the biggest things that I'm interested in is the regeneration of, I guess it would be ligaments and the inflammation and just overall just cutting down inflammation. Trying to fix what's it called? Trying to really diminish injury in a sense, right? So there's a lot of science behind this stuff. Of course, you don't see me I'm just talking in general. The first day experience, this is the second time I've done it. So the first day experience is really cool. Pretty much, just like the diet says, you are on a fast. The reduction of calories do go down, and I've done fasts before, and they're usually just brutal, and it's just like a big I gotta suck it up, and it's like, man, can I make it tomorrow, right? It's kind of like that. And then you get the headaches and all the keto flu or whatever kind of fast that you're on, right? And it's usually takes 3 days before your body's like, oh no, oh, where's this fuel? Where's the fuel, right? Because because like I said before, your preferred fuel is technically carbs. So that's what your preferred fuel is. If you're doing a keto, then you're using technically you're transferring over to fat. Okay. Now, with that said, fat is not all equal. Okay. I know a lot of people do keto diets, including myself. I did it with animal fat, and for those systems, they're effective. They work to a degree, but at the end of the day, you still have limitations, right? So animal fat in reality is really not good for you. There's just, it works for a lot of people in the short term, and the reason why is because of the fact that it's short term and you are in so-called ketosis in a fast. That's why it works, right? When you do prolong, right, and this is something you can probably pick up on your own. When you do prolong, and you're technically on a keto diet too, but it's technically fasting with plant fats. So that's like nuts and seeds and butters, and we're talking about DHA. And there's been recent studies on DHA. If you're taking it while you are on a whole food plant-based diet, I suggest you don't. I suggest you actually take real fat, like eating olives or eating nuts and seeds like chia, and like peanuts and peanut butter, things like that. There's avocado too as well. There's other things that have fat too as well. You just got to look, and there's like a whole rainbow of food that you can get into if you're going to a whole food plant-based diet. And if you're not, and if you just want to add more fat into your diet, you should do that from real food, because the fiber and the real food work really well together. And that's kind of like what I've learned really from reading what is it called? L-nutra is the company, and then the other one, the other name that you'll hear is Prolong, is the actual product, and then Dr. Longo is the promoter of this system. It's been around now for 20 years, and then people have been doing it, and it was technically to start cancer. And the promotion of it is what I'm really interested in is the growth of what's it called, stem cells. So in the stem cell research market, I would say definitely is, instead of going somewhere crazy out, to like Mexico or whatever, and get injections or whatever. I'm not even sure how they do them in the sense of stem cells, but it sounds like a project. You can actually, produce them yourself using your own biology by conducting a fast. Also, too, you lose weight. You can end up losing like 7 pounds, and that usually is because when you are on a ketosis diet, a lot of it is water weight. So you'll lose a lot of water weight. And now you're still eating carbs with the 5-day mimicking fast, so that's very unique. And your plant fat's very high. Your protein is just right. And a lot of people believe that you need a lot of protein, but the reality is that you don't. Protein can actually be very low. You don't really need it. You only need it to build structure, right? To build structure, and then the rest, pretty much, if you're overeating it, you're just not absorbing it. So just, you need to get out of that mindset. There's a lot of good studies out there that solidify this. If you are on a high protein diet, and I've done those too, those are very unique, because the reality is that all you're doing is taking a lot of your energy from protein, because the carbs are so low. So of course it works, but is it the right move? Is it the right step? Right? We're talking about like switching fuels in retrospect. And I'm a big advocate of doing a lower protein, like 25% to 20%, and then higher carbohydrates. And when I talk carbs, I'm talking about like every carb that has fiber in it. I'm not talking about white bread here, all right? And then we're also not talking about sugar, table sugar. We're talking about real fruit, real sugar that usually has the fiber with it. Totally different things that happen in the body chemically, okay? And then fats, same thing. Fiber again. Fiber is like almost like the key, like the key miracle drug here. There's also phytonutrients and all these other things from real food. So Robert Cheek, for example, if you ever read his book, and I'll show you his book soon, and he's had podcasts and stuff like that. He's built a phenomenal muscle, in his later career when he thought he tapped out, because he technically lowered his protein, upped his real carbohydrates from like whole foods, phytonutrients, and then of course stimulated the muscle right, and then he grew I think another like 10 pounds, if I remember correctly, because he was like 170. I think he hit like 200 or like maybe 190, depending on what kind of fast that he was in, because he has to lean down. So it's the information's out there, and I would say Prolong's first day, I don't even feel it. There's a slight hunger, but it's honestly very tolerable. And I just I got my tea right here. I already went through my crackers, right, my little crackers and stuff, and then I went through my vitamins, and then they have this awesome bar that technically is just like a big nuts and seeds and stuff like that, and they're really good. So that's my first day experience, and it's gone actually a lot easier than the first time. But we'll see the next day. We'll see what we're talking about.